What I'm saying is I want you to get started. Practice excellent. Think bigger. Reach further. Dig deeper. And live from there. Live from that. Live Life Mogul.
Hey, it's Lene Javette, and this is the Live Life Mogul podcast. Yay! Insert claps right here. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of the Live Life Mogul podcast. I am your host, Lene Javette. You guys know I do this every Thursday at 12 o'clock noon on my Facebook page. Today's episode is not actually being recorded at noon because I had to go to the dentist this morning and I had to have a tooth pulled. My farthest back left tooth was pulled this morning at 8 o'clock, and I had to wait until I could talk without gauze in my mouth to record the podcast. So today we are a little bit off schedule, but normally you would catch me recording the podcast at 12 o'clock noon on my Facebook page on Thursday. That is when I usually record the podcast. If you cannot catch the podcast live, you can always catch it on your favorite podcast platform. We are on Stitcher. We are in iTunes. We are in the Google Play Store. We are on Alexa. We are on Spotify. So wherever you listen to podcasts, go check out the Live Life Mogul podcast. Download it. We have, I believe, 6 episodes already recorded. Go back and listen to those if you listen to your podcast, or you can always watch them on my Facebook page, which is where I record these. So last week we talked about going from mediocre to mogul. This week we're going to talk about, is your business mediocre? Yes, we're going to get into it. But before we talk about that, let me give a shout out to my sponsor. This week's sponsor is my homeboy, my client in New York, Dino Love of Beautiful Men and Women. He has an event coming up called Focus 2020 Vision. I will be in New York next month speaking at this event. If you are in New York and you can get to New York, you definitely want to come out and check out the Focus 2020 Vision event. You can go to focus2020.com to check it out. They are going to be doing all different kinds of great things. Headshots, brand development. We're going to get out on the yacht. We're going to be out on the water, on the yacht, having a great time. So if you're in New York, go check out the focus2020vision.com event that's taking place next month. That's where your girl will be. All right, so let's talk about this mediocre business. Like I said, we kind of got started talking about it. What does it take to go from being mediocre to mogul? We talked about that last week. I put something out there that said everybody's mediocre, right? And I got a little bit of pushback, but I want to just kind of go back and talk about what did I mean by that for those of you that weren't here last week. Everybody is mediocre for the most part. And what I mean by that is everybody strives to get someplace. They get there, they get comfortable, they stop, okay? So to me, my description of what mediocre means, it means not living up to your highest potential. It means not doing the most. It means not giving your all, okay? If you can make $1 million, why don't you make 5? If you can make 5, how come you don't make 10? If you can make 50,000, how come you don't make 100,000? It's basically just, you get to a place of, you know what, I'm cool, I'm where I'm at, I'm good. And if that's you, I'm not talking to you. This conversation is strictly for people who are not cool with being mediocre, who look at their lives, look at their business, look at what they're bringing to the table, look at what they have to offer, and they say, this is not cool, this is not where I want to be. I know I was created for more. I know that I'm the head and not the tail. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm a lender, not a borrower. I know that I have more to give than this. I know that my business can do more. I know that I can make more money in my business. I know that I can do right by my client better. I know the quality of my product could be better. As a business owner, I'm going to tell you all some truths right now. I ran a mediocre business. And I'm not talking about 6 years ago. I'm talking about like last year. Okay? A mediocre business. One of the things that I'm doing for myself this year is I'm taking my prices up. I actually have not given myself a raise in 5 years. And I didn't even think about it. I hadn't even paid attention to it. Everybody else's prices are going up. The cost of living is going up. Quality of life is going up. But how I take care of myself is not going up. That is because I was running my business mediocrely. Is that a word? Mediocrely? It's going to be a word today. And a lot of other business owners are doing the same thing. You're not giving your business your all. You're not putting all your energy and your efforts into your business. You're not charging your full wages. You're not operating your business properly. You're not doing what their clients and customers need, right? A lot of times as business owners and entrepreneurs, we start doing what we want to do. And if we're going to be honest with ourselves, we do things half-assed. We do things mediocre. We take those ideas and concepts and beliefs and ideologies into our business, and our business ends up being mediocre. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, and you can tell me if you agree or you don't agree. You can say, you know what, damn, I am running a mediocre business, or you can be like, no, I've got that covered. So I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions, and then you can decide if your business is mediocre or not. Okay? Are you pleased with your business how it is right now? Are you making the money in your business that you would like to make? Are you offering the products that your clients actually want? How do you know? Have you asked them? When is the last time that you have done a customer service survey with your clients? How often are you engaging with your clients or your customers? Are you living the lifestyle that you want to live? Are your clients or customers raving fans? Do they refer you business? Are you getting testimonials from your clients and your customers? When you're networking, can you easily and clearly communicate your business? Are people talking about your business in rooms that you're not in? Are people reaching out to you to do business, or are you having to go and search and find business? Is your social media popping? Is your website popping? Is your email list popping? When you go on vacation, does business continue? If you don't show up to work, does business get done? If you answered any one of those questions other than the obvious answer of yes, that's me, you know what I'm saying? Then your business is mediocre. But don't be mad, because the majority of people's business is mediocre. We undercharge, we overdeliver. As entrepreneurs, we work ourselves to the bone, we don't get nothing in return. Most businesses operate that way, especially if you're in years 1 through 5. You're just getting started. You're definitely probably operating from a place of mediocrity. I want to read you this. It says 95% of startups fail within 5 years. The pain of business failure can be awful, but there is another pain that affects many businesses, and that's the pain of business mediocrity. The dull, lingering torture of mediocrity can be just as soul-crushing, only the pain lasts much longer. Let me tell you why I push being a mogul so hard. People anticipate, expect, show up, root for, and cheer that you are going to be mediocre. They're betting on it. They walk into your business betting that you're going to be mediocre, that you're going to give them bad customer service, that you're going to forget to bring the roll out to the table, that you're not going to respond to their email, that you're going to forget something to say. People are betting on your mediocrity. So can you imagine what would happen if you actually dotted your I's and crossed your T's to make sure that you weren't mediocre? Can you imagine what would happen to your business if you actually forethought what you could do to be a mogul, a person of power, of excellence, who thought 2 steps forward, who put some time, energy, and effort into not being mediocre? Guess what? 99% of businesses, other folks, not you, are being mediocre. That means you only got to really do like 1%, like put forth 1% effort to be different from everybody else. That means your customer service should be better than somebody else, your competitor. That means your response time could be better. That means your engagement time could be better. That means your prices could be better. Your quality of service could be better. That means you have a contingency plan. That means when you get sick, you have a process in place. That means, like, this is how you not be mediocre in business. If you're looking around at what everybody else is doing and you're trying to keep up with the Joneses and do what they're doing, if they're mediocre and you're trying to put your business to look like their business, then you're putting out a mediocre business too. How can you separate yourself from another business? And that's what I want to talk about today. How can you make sure that you do not have a mediocre business? That's really what I want for all of us to think about. And there's so many different areas where you can stand out. I'm going to give you an example. I'm not going to say anybody's name, but there is a young lady um, online who has a program that I have. Let's say that, because if I tell you what it is, you guys might know who it is. So let's say like that. And this young lady, we both have the same program. Her program is probably 10 times more than mine. Her program is 10 times more than mine, okay? So let's say my program is $200, her program is $2,000. And so yesterday I was online doing some research because I am a researcher. I want to kind of see what other businesses are doing. I'm looking for muses. I'm trying to streamline my business. So there's some different things I'm doing in my own business. And so I'm looking at her stuff and I was like, let me just check some reviews. Like, what do other people say about her business? And so I come across this review, and the review basically laid it all out for me. Um, it said that, so the person, I guess, bought her program. And so they were giving a review on the program as they bought it. And so they started from the beginning, which was the webinar. They were happy that her webinar was live, because a lot of people say they do live webinars and they don't. So they were happy about that. Then they got into her sales pitch with regards to how she delivered the sales pitch, which was good, but she had a hard sell. And in the sale, and depending on who you are, what type of business you have, you know how we organize for marketing, right? We throw bonuses out there to try to, boost the value or whatever. And her bonuses, though, were like things you need. So the program that she was selling, you needed to know how to market it if you were going to make $1 million like she made. So right. So she's selling the program saying, if you do what I did, you'll make $1 million. But I'm only going to give you this piece of it because all these other elements are the bonus. Okay. And so the person who's doing the review was like, well, how can I make $1 million if you're not going to give me all of the pieces? And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. So, me making sure my business is not mediocre. I'm like, okay, make sure you give people all the pieces. Okay, cool. And so he continued and he was like, well, she's teaching the class. She's not giving you the marketing. She's not giving you the plan that she used. She's not telling you where she got the information. Like, he was just breaking it down completely. And I was like, I'm looking at it. He was like, I don't understand how she made $1 million. And then, he keeps reviewing it. And he was like, she's a great marketer. He was like, her business plan, her business model was not great, but she's a great marketer. And I was like, oh my God, it was like a light bulb for me from the perspective of being mediocre versus being a mogul. Your value add. Her business, let me not say her business. Let me say the program that she had. The program that she had was mediocre. She had a mediocre program. But her marketing skills were mogul as hell. Mogul as hell. And then her tactic for selling her product was like, I'm going to give you this piece, but you still got to buy this over here, which to me, I don't like that switch and bait. I feel like if you're going to sell me something, give it all to me. Like, don't give me the sandwich meat and then make me pay you for the bread. Like, give me the whole damn sandwich. So yesterday I sat there and I was like, okay, I'm looking at what she's done. I see the $1 million that she's made. I'm looking at every single error that she has made. I'm looking at all the bad reviews. I'm looking at what people are saying is not working. And so I took my program that was mediocre, looked at what she wasn't doing right, rewrote my program, addressed all of her issues that she was charging $2,000 for, and we'll be repackaging this program for about $1,500. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say to you guys with regards to being mediocre mogul is, with regards to, is your business mediocre? If you can look at a business that you may think or feel is doing better than you, look at their reviews. Look at who's looking at them. Look at who's talking about them. Find out what they're doing wrong. If they're doing these things wrong and they're being chastised for them, are you doing these things in your business? If you are, then you are. A lot of times as entrepreneurs, business owners, we don't look at and listen to what our clients are telling us, what the people, what our audience are telling us. They're telling us what we can do better, how we can do better, where we can be stronger. I often look at and read other people's comments. It's how I know what content to put out. It's how I know what to say. It's how I know what to talk. It's how I know what programs I'm going to put out. If you don't want to be mediocre in business, look at the comments, the feedback, the complaints that are being communicated in your industry and make sure you're not doing them. And make sure that you offer something that addresses them. I literally wrote a lot of my sales page content off of all of those frustrations that people were having with that program. Literally. If you don't want to be mediocre in business, look at your business and look at the gaps. Look at the areas where you're not reaching. Look at where you're not reaching your clients. Look at the areas where your customers are telling you you can do better. Push yourself in those areas. Push yourself in with networking. Push yourself with in getting out and talking to people who are higher than you. One of the number one reasons why people have a mediocre business, they hang out with mediocre people. I'm gonna tell you what it is. The number one reason you may have a mediocre business is you hanging out with mediocre people. If you aren't hanging out with somebody that can tell you, hey, your last sales page copy was sloppy, or your email came to me. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth for real. I'm just goodness. Whenever I send out an email and I have a misspelled word or my grammar ain't right, somebody is in my inbox like, hey, you spelled here wrong. Huh? You put HEAR, it's supposed to be HERE. Like, get you around some people that don't accept mediocrity. If you don't have somebody pulling your coattails saying, hey, you did this wrong, you could do this better, let me show you how to do it. Like, the number one reason your business might be mediocre is you hanging out with people that are mediocre. I don't want to be putting your friends out there. I'm just saying. Richard says, "How do I get with go-getters?" That's a good question. That's actually a good question. Hey, Lanika, I literally wrote about this today. She said, "We will talk about how to get around with go-getters." Richard, that's actually a really good question, and I want to answer it. I want to finish this previous thought with regards to making. If you don't want to be mediocre in your business, make sure that you would push yourself and you address the areas and issues where you are mediocre. And if it's not you, maybe it's mediocrity in your industry. If you see that there's something in your industry that is proving to be mediocre, then you can excel in that. If you want to separate your business from other folks that are doing stuff, do something different. You don't always have to follow the crowd. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. If everybody else is doing mediocrity and you're following what they're doing, you recreate mediocrity. Do something different. Be authentic in your business. Provide customer service where other people don't provide customer service. Go the extra mile. When you tell somebody you're going to call them back, call them back. When you do something wrong, say you did something wrong. When you drop a ball, say you dropped the ball. Like, the game in the new internet streets is so messed up right now. You literally do not have to work hard to not be mediocre. You just have to show up and do the exact opposite of what everybody else is doing. That's it. I mean, I know it sounds like it's super simple, and it really is. People ain't calling people back. People aren't meeting deadlines. People are not returning phone calls. Like, for real, in the world that we live in right now, where everybody has access to everybody and internet, people really are leaving money on the table. That might be you. Did you call all the people back you're supposed to call today? Did you return your messages? Did you send out the quote? Did you request payment? Did you apologize for dropping a ball? Did you launch the product you were supposed to launch? Did you roll it out? If you are not keeping your word, if you are procrastinating, if you're not operating at your best, if you're not giving your all, you are operating from a spirit of mediocrity, and I cast it out right now in the name of Jesus. I don't want you to be operating in mediocrity. How do you go from mediocre to mogul? So one of the things that Richard asked was, how do you get around people that are go-getters? I'm going to tell you. I have changed. I got to be careful how I say this. Not that I have changed. I don't want to say that I have changed. I haven't changed friends 3 times. That's not true. I have had to redo my network 3 times. Let me say that. Okay. I have one group of friends that I've had since I was 16, right? No, I've had since I was, yeah, I have a group of friends I've had since I was 16. And these have been my girlfriends for years, right? 27 years. And those are my girls. They know me the best. They know me better than anybody, but they know me from 16, which means they've been with me through all my dirt, through all my drama, through all my, sometimes it's things that you want to forget. People have been with you through, right? So then when I got to be about 30, I guess, I was like, I need some different types of people around me. And so I had to intentionally go and seek and find some new friends. And I started out on meetup.com, and I joined this group called East Valley Women of Color. And I got around some black women. And then I was like, you know what, this is cool, but now I want to be an entrepreneur. None of those girlfriends were entrepreneurs at that time. So I had to go out and seek a whole new group of people and network with entrepreneurs. Got with some entrepreneurs. Now I'm at a place where I'm like, I'm ready to hit that $1 million status. So now I have to hang out with people who are doing what? Making $1 million. If you hang out with 4 people that are millionaires, you'll be the 5th one. So how do you go about finding people that can help you go from mediocre to mogul, that can help you not be a mediocre in your life, mediocre in your business? You have to be intentional. You have to seek them out. You have to go where they're at. You have to be in their environment. Now, I will tell you this. You can't just show up and be like, hey, I want to hang out with you. Hey, will you mentor me? Hey, can I roll with you? Like, it doesn't work like that. That's not how it happens. People who are moving and shaking, making money, doing what they're supposed to do, they do not have time to slow down, teach, preach. They don't. That's why you see coaches. That's why you see meetups. That's why you have groups. That's why you have conferences. That's why you have seminars and summits. These individuals are out there. They're available to you. If you can't get to that type of an event, you can be on YouTube. You can be on Facebook. Like, the world of personal development and business development, it is freely open. There are podcasts. There are online business schools. There is YouTube. There is Facebook. There is Instagram. There are lives. I mean, there is no reason anybody should be going without the tools and the resources that they need to get from the level that they're on to the level that they want to be. If you're operating from a spirit of mediocrity, that's a you thing. Like I tell myself all the time, that's a personal problem. But again, this conversation is for people who can look at their life, who can look at their business and be like, you know what? I am not giving this business my all. You know what? I've come home 3 nights this week and I haven't done anything in my business I was supposed to do. I didn't send out that email like I was supposed to. I didn't go look at that like, I don't know what your business is. I don't know if it's a book. You're supposed to be an author by now. You haven't wrote your chapter. I don't know what your thing is, but you know what your thing is that you are operating in a spirit of mediocrity on, because you haven't even touched it. You haven't picked it up. You're not doing your best. You're not delivering on it. You know better than me. This conversation is to just get you thinking about it, like, you know what? This is not where I want to be next year. The next year is right now. Like, it's 2020 today. I know it's August 29th, 2019, but it is literally 2020 today. If you don't start changing your thought processes, your habits, your network, how you deal with your business, what you think about your business right now, you're going to carry the spirit of mediocrity into 2020 with you, and you're going to be in this exact same position today the exact same position you are today next year on this day. And I don't want that for any of you guys. Sometimes you don't have anybody around you that will tell you your business is mediocre. You can do better. You have more to give. Get in alignment with your purpose. I forget what I was reading the other day, but I was reading something, or somebody said it. I can't remember what it was. I'm going to give you guys 2 different things. The first one was, I think it was Pastor Todd. He was talking about Jesus, and he was talking about how Jesus died before he could fulfill his potential, but he had fulfilled his purpose. And he was talking about the difference between purpose and potential. And he was saying, too often we are trying to fulfill our potential, trying to reach our potential, that we completely bypass our purpose. And it was so phenomenal to me. I was like, oh my God, I am guilty of trying to reach my potential and completely bypassing my purpose. So I've been really, really streamlining my business, who I want to reach, who I want to talk to, what I want to do, so that it strictly aligns with my purpose, so that it strictly aligns with my calling. And if I do that, my potential will automatically be reached, right? Then the other thing I was listening to Sarah Jakes Roberts, and she was talking about a lot of times, especially going from mediocre to mogul, why it's hard for people. She didn't say mediocre to mogul. She said something else, but I'm gonna translate it to y'all as mediocre to mogul. Why it's hard, and she was basically saying too often individuals think of themselves as the underdog instead of the front runner. And she was saying it's hard to go from the back or being the underdog, if you will, to being the front if you don't believe that you're supposed to be in the front. If you don't believe that you are a front runner, if you don't believe that you belong in the front of the pack, then that transition can be difficult. And that is why it can be difficult for somebody to go from mediocre to mogul. If you don't believe that your business can really make it to the front, if you don't believe that your product is really worth top dollar, if you don't believe that you really can write this book and sell it, that will keep you in a spirit of mediocrity. But I have come today to declare and decree that today, from this day forward, you will not operate in the spirit of mediocrity. Your business will not be mediocre. Your thoughts will not be mediocre. Your life will not be mediocre. Your finances will not be mediocre. Your network will not be mediocre. Your engagement will not be mediocre. The transition from mediocre to mogul is simply excellence. Operating from a place of excellence. Excellence in every area of your business. Operating in excellence in every area of your mindset, your health, in your fitness. I don't have it right here right now, but I literally have this little, it's one of these, you guys can't see it if you guys listen to the replay, so it's like a 3x5 index card. And on my 3x5 index card, I have literally written out the areas of my life that I want to be a mogul. And I remind myself of it every day because it's super easy to operate from a place of being content. It's super easy to operate from a place of other people's accolades that make you feel good and make you think you're doing a good job when really you haven't gotten to where you want to be. You're not delivering at the area you want to deliver. You don't have the job that you want to have. You haven't closed the contract that you want to close. Like, we'll take the accolades from other people as if we've done a good job, and our spirit and our heart knows we have not gotten to where we want to get, and we're not doing what we want to do. But we will calm down and sit in this place of mediocrity as if it's cool because we're better than what James is doing. I'm doing better than Tanya, so I ain't doing that bad. But God called you to do better than where you're at. I cast out all mediocrity from everybody I know, from everybody I'm connected to, from everybody that's on this live, for everybody that's listening to this podcast replay. 2020 is the year of the mogul. And you, my friend, are a mogul. No more mediocrity. No more just enough. No more just a little bit. No more I'm doing better than that person, so I must be cool. No. You know what you were called for. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You know where your level of greatness is. And I declare, I pray that all of you guys receive mogul in 2020. And by receive it, I mean believe it. That you are a front runner. That you are not the underdog. That you are the head. That you're not the tail. That you are the lender and not the borrower, that you were called to do great things, that your business is going to excel and do great things, and that you, my friend, are a person of power and influence. And I pray that I can be here to see and participate in and help in all of your guys' businesses, your plans, your books, your online stores, whatever it is that you guys would have to produce, to put out. That's it for today. I mean, I kind of went, usually I will put notes when I do my podcast. Today, because of the dentist situation, I tried to do notes, but the drugs wouldn't let me be great. But I didn't want to have I don't want to be mediocre in my business today. So I was like, I said I was going to do a podcast every Thursday. I'm going to do my podcast. I didn't do it at 12, but I still sat down, got dressed and did this podcast today because I want to be a person who keeps my word. I want to be a woman of my word. I want to be a woman that runs a business like a mogul, that does not let my clients down, that makes sure that I deliver products, goods, and services that they want and that they need, that I'm changing lives. Like, I wish I had my thing here. Next time, if we don't do it on our next one, I would definitely want to talk to you guys about your mantra. I want to talk to you guys about your vision. I want to talk to you guys about what you're connected to. Because I had to literally sit down and write down what is my purpose. Because I'm always searching for my potential. And my purpose is to transform lives. Like that if I could tell somebody what I want to do with my life, I want to change people's lives. I want to transform their lives mentally, spiritually, and physically, and financially, if I can, to just know that we could do things so differently. We could be so much better. We were so much more greater than what we even give ourselves credit for or believe that we can do, can be, can reach. Okay, so we'll talk about that in another podcast. For this podcast, that's really what I want to talk about. Going from mediocre to mogul, making sure that your business is not mediocre, making sure that you're operating from a spirit of mogul. Remember, I told you guys, Oprah was a mogul before Oprah was Oprah. Before she was giving away cars, she was a mogul. Her mindset, her tenacity, her work ethics, her don't take no for an answer. She was a mogul long before she got money. Same with Steve Jobs. If you've ever watched Steve Jobs' story, you know how many people told him no? You know how hard he had to fight and push to get the first Macintosh out? It was a wooden box. The Apple started off as a wooden box. I don't know the programming term for it, but it was a little wooden box with like some little doodads. That's how it started. And he carried that business on his back to give us the Mac computer, the MacBook, the iPhone. He was a mogul long before the technology world even knew there was going to be a technology world. That's what I need y'all to be on. That's the level of mogul I need you guys to be on. You don't have to see it yet. You don't have to know it yet, but you have to know that mediocre is not going to cut it, is not going to get it. That's what I need you to know. With that, any questions? Any questions before I let you guys go? I have literally talked my jaw into needing a break. But any questions about your business, any questions about being mediocre, any motivation that you might need, is there anything that I can help you with so that you can flee from the spirit of mediocrity? Teron Tips says, I'm a mogul in the making and I know it. That's all it is. That is, man, you are a mogul in the making. You are absolutely, Teron. Teron is in Boston. He has a t-shirt company. I have not had the pleasure of meeting Teron in person yet, but we have been connected on social media at least 4 years. And he has a dope t-shirt line out in Boston, and he's in my network, and he is dope. He is a mogul in the making. Absolutely. Hey, Aston R. He just finished writing a book, published his book. You got to surround yourself with people that are on the move, that are grinding, that are out here going for it. Hey, Zanisha Davis. Oh my God, Z. Zanisha Davis, yo, let me show you guys. If you guys need real motivation, I'm gonna put you guys up on Zanisha Davis right now. If you have iTunes, and you can I have Apple Music, right? And Zanisha is in my uncloned marketing membership. And Audria Richmond did Uncloned Con and played this music. And I had to go get it right away. I'm trying to find it so I can show it to you guys, so I can tell you guys what it is. When I was at the dentist today, I had to put on my jazz music, and so I couldn't find anything. Okay, here we go. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I'm having a blank right now. Okay, so Zanisha, I hope I'm saying her name right. She has an album called, there we go. I'm going to tell you what it's called. If you guys are on the live, I'm going to show it to you guys. It's called Crowned Affirmations by Z. Again, if you're on the Facebook live, I'm going to show it to you. All right there. And if you need motivation, if you need real motivation, go and get it. It's called Crowned Affirmations, spoken word. And she does affirmations for gratitude, getting your head in the game, affirmations for vision and purpose, belief affirmations, affirmations for energy and productivity, affirmations for business relationships, affirmations for marketing, money up, affirmations for wealth, and scriptures for entrepreneur. I literally start my day with this almost every day. If you can't get yourself around some people that got something good to say that will get you from mediocrity to mogul, listen to it. Go. You got to be intentional about seeking and finding to get the information that you need to get you to the next level. That's that's the whole thing about being mediocre. What happens is when you're mediocre, you become comfortable being where you are. You have a woe is me. You have a I can't fix it and I can't change it. When you go from mediocre to mogul, like I said, it's not a money thing. It's a lifestyle thing. It's a mindset thing. It's a I'll be damned if I go down like this. This is not going to be the end of my story. This is not my situation. And then you be intentional about doing everything that you can to change the situation. Leroy said, if you don't take that hat off, we can't see your beautiful face, lady. Stop hiding. Oh, I'm not hiding today. I went to the dentist and my mouth is hurting, but I'm committed. I wanted to be mediocre I did not want to be mediocre in my podcast. And the people in my podcast, they can't see my face. So that's why I got the hat on today. But see, look, here I am. But my hair's not done. So that's why you got this. You are welcome for the shout out, Tehran. My motivational song of the week is Tupac, Me Against the World. Whatever it takes to bring on the motivation, you got to do it. You got to do whatever it takes. All right. Any other questions? Okay, so Tehran said his t-shirt company is TNT Custom Printed T-shirts. Shout out to Tehran. Aston, I could not see your book, but he just wrote a book. Again, get around some people who got something going on. Do not hang out with mediocre people. If you hang out with 4 mediocre people, you're going to be the 5th one. If you hang out with 4 millionaires, you're going to be the 5th one. If you hang out with 4 entrepreneurs that are doing big things, you're going to be the 5th one. If you hang out with 4 speakers that are living their life, you're going to be the 5th one. If you hang out with 4 people who travel consistently and see the world on their terms, you're going to be the 5th one. Look at the 4 people that you hang out with the most. And see if their life is the life that you want for yourself. And see if their business is the business that you want for yourself. If you're really ready to go to the next level and go from mediocre to mogul, in 2020, you got to start making those choices and decisions today. Mediocre to mogul. All right. If there are no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and end this week's podcast where we talked about mediocre businesses, how to not have a mediocre business, how to change your business in case it is mediocre to go to the next level. Again, this week's conversation was a little bit scattered, but it was really just from my heart talking to people about something I'm super passionate about. I'm super passionate about making sure that the businesses in our community are not mediocre. People don't want to see us win. They walk into our business, they contact us expecting mediocrity. You can be eons ahead of everybody else if you pick something and some type of an area in your business to say, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill it in customer service. I'm going to kill it in quality. I'm going to kill it in delivery. I'm going to kill it in engagement. Figure out something that you can kill the game in to take your business from mediocre to mogul. Virginia says, what is that affirmation website you just mentioned? Oh, so it's a CD called Crown Affirmations, and it's by Z. And I have it in iTunes. So I don't know where all you can get it. I know she's on iTunes. And the dopest affirmations, like super dope affirmations. Mediocre won't do. Go mogul or don't do it at all. Exactly. You know what it is. You know what it is. So I will tell you guys that I've always been a mogul. I'll say I've always been a mogul. I did not know what it was. I did not know what my energy was. I did not know what type of power I had, but I've always had power. I've always been able to make things move. I've always been able to get things to do what I want them to do. I always arrive where I'm supposed to arrive at. Sometimes not the right way. Most times not how I'm supposed to, right? But I always get there. And so it wasn't really until I started calling myself a mogul in training, a mogul in training, a mogul in training. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know I'm going to do it good. I don't quite know what type of business I'm going to have, but I know I'm going to be an entrepreneur. When I got my bachelor's, I got it in innovation organization. I don't exactly know what I'm going to use this for, but I know I'm going to be the CEO at somebody's organization and I'm going to have to innovate and organize. Then I got my MBA and I was like, I know I'm not going to use this, but I want to be a master of something, right? So, and I know I'm going to be in business. So I literally just started a mogul in training, a mogul in training, a mogul in training until I became a mogul. Dr. Will was like, you're not a mogul in training anymore. You're training moguls. But I would like to say this. You never stop being a mogul in training. Like, it doesn't stop. Oprah is worth billions of dollars and she is still a mogul in training. She's still training her mogul. You don't stop being a mogul in training. And when you do, you are settling for being mediocre because that means you have something else to give. That means you have more to offer. And you all, my friends, I do not want you guys to stop training your mogul. There is always more to learn. There is, and with at every level, you have something else to learn. So don't get to that level, get comfortable and be like, I'm cool, I made it, because there's another level on top of the level that you have decided to get to and just be cool with. I am on Spotify, Plum Goody. Yes. All right, so with that, thank you for checking out the Live Like Mogul podcast. We do this every Thursday at 12 o'clock noon. If you are on the West Coast, 3 o'clock p.m. if you're on the East Coast. I do this for my Lene Javette Facebook page if you'd like to catch the podcast recording live. If not, you can catch us on any podcast platform. We are on Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, iHeart Radio, Spotify, not Pandora yet, but for the most part, most of the podcast-friendly stations, we are on there. Our sponsor for today is the Focus 2020 Vision event. I will be in New York next week. I'm sorry, I'm lying. Next month. I'll be in New York next month for Focus 2020. We will be taking the yacht out. I don't know if it's a river. I don't know where we're going to be at, but we will be someplace and there will be water and there will be education and there will be business people. So if you want to get your change your network and get around some people that are talking business and on a high level, come and check out the Focus 2020 Vision event. If you have not heard, I am a part of a business mastery. So if you really want to take your business to the next level, make sure you check out the Business Mastery. That's a 60-day program that I'm doing with Dr. Will Moreland, Daniel Truelove, and Shaquan Brown, who works with Lisa Nichols and Eric E.T. Thomas. So if you've listened to this and you're like, my business is mediocre, I know it's a little bit rusty. There's some areas I could be doing a little bit better. I'm ready to step up. Go check out the Business Mastery at bit.ly/masteryou. So if you are like, you know what, I'm ready to do something different in 2020, let me go ahead and be about my business, then go check out the Business Mastery program, okay? And that's it. I thank you so much for hanging out with me on today, and I will see you at our next recording.